Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, guys. My name is Yaqut Zaman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time, enjoying yourselves. Welcome, guys. Ahlan wa sahlan. All right, so okay. 1 second. Let's just go into live stream onto. Right, so I hope all of you guys are well, enjoying yourselves, having a happy day today. I went cycling. Unfortunately, today I couldn't go to the event of Sheikh Saeed Al-Kamali. But alhamdulillah, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the Sheikh barakah, success in his khidmah of deen and allows people to benefit from him. I really wanted to go, but unfortunately, just something came up. So anyway, Qaddar Allah. How is everybody here? I hope everybody's well, enjoying yourselves, having a good time. Today's weather was hot, but it was a bit windy. So I did cycling, alhamdulillah. I did about 25 miles of cycling. Haven't cycled in about 4 or 5 months. And inshallah, at the end of June, I'm going to be doing a charity ride, inshallah, from Birmingham to Oxford. Inshallah, Birmingham to Oxford. So I'll be putting up details of how you guys can sponsor my ride, inshallah, in maybe a week or so. Right. Wa alaikum assalam. Abu Bakr, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. AW. Wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Everybody, hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. By the way, I have next Saturday, I have a course coming up. It's an online course, The Power of Dua. Inshallah, I will be explaining in there almost everything that an average person should know about dua, inshallah. So I have delivered this course several years in the past, but it wasn't an online course, it was on site. But this time I'm going to be doing it online, inshallah. So you guys can check that out, inshallah. Next Saturday, inshallah. The course is going to be done via a Sufa Institute, right? Via a Sufa Institute, inshallah. So that's a course, inshallah. I'll put the details up on my Telegram as well. So those of you guys who are interested in learning about du'as and learning about how du'as work and how does it work with qadar, the divine destiny Allah has decreed, what kind of things can we not ask for, can we make dua in salat, and all of those kind of topics, inshallah, I'm going to be covering. Wa alaikum assalam, Umar Farooq, ahla wa sahla, mashallah, long time no see, my brother. I hope you're well. Salu alaikum assalam. What is the etiquette when coming to the masjid praying 2 rakats at first? So according to the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said whoever comes to the masjid should pray 2 rakats when they come, before they sit. So is this considered to be an obligation or is it considered recommendation? Some of the scholars say that it's something which is necessary. Others say that no, it's recommendation. Hanafi say it's recommendation. And if you were to pray a salat in the masjid, that would count as the 2 rakats as well. So if you were to come for Zuhr salat and you prayed your Zuhr, it would count, inshallah, as part of that. So that's the etiquette of, and this is what we call rak'atay tahiyyat rabbil masjid. This is to greet, honor the Lord of the house. Because when you come to the house of Allah, it's like you come to someone's house, you greet them. So it's like a way of greeting. Obviously, Allah does not need greeting in any way at all. All of these formalities and routines that we have, they're all there for our own benefit. So that's the course I've got next Saturday. And then in a few weeks' time, in June, I will have a course on the rise and the fall of Muslims, inshallah. At the moment, I'm preparing for that course. A lot of intense reading, inshallah. I'm preparing for that course, and it will be about the history of Islam. Overview of the history of Islam and what did Islam contribute to the world and what did the world lose out on because the Muslims fell. So that's something, inshallah, I'll be discussing over there, hopefully. It's going to be a 4 or 5 hour course, inshallah. That's going to be in June. That's going to be on site at Sufa, inshallah, on site. So Those of you guys who are interested, inshallah, I think that's going to be very beneficial for you guys. Those of you guys who want to know about history and you want to know, like, why did Muslims have internal feuds with each other, and how comes so many Muslim lands were decimated by foreigners. So that's inshallah something I'm going to be talking about, especially when it comes to Islam, because I think a lot of people, they don't seem to understand about this idea of what does Islam provide to the world. Because some people see Islam as simply being like a religion where you do your little things, or your routines, or your acts of worship, and that's it. But Islam actually is a whole system. It's not, I don't think the word religion justifies what Islam is. Islam is a whole system of system of belief, system of governance, system of ibadah, worship. That's basically, so inshallah I'm going to try to cover that. It's the first time I'm delivering that course. So make dua that Allah puts barakah and I'm able to do it properly. But I personally think when the average Muslim realizes the history and what the Muslims contributed and how Islam changed the face of the world, geographically, politically, academically, socially, then you're going to understand a lot, inshallah, honestly. Right. Next. Is the Hanafi position that the mustache be shaved or trimmed? There are different opinions amongst the Hanafis. Some of the Hanafis say that it is recommended to trim the entire mustache so you can see the skin underneath. Other Hanafis say that as long as you simply just allow the top part of the lip to be visible, that's sufficient. So you trim it. So there's no fixed position in the Hanafi school regarding this. Imam Malik, on the other hand, considers shaving of the mustache to be considered to be a bid'ah. He considers it to be a bid'ah. But the Hanafis, they have these two views. Right, so trimming it, like I do, trim there, so you show the upper lip, or you trim it so low, you can use a shaver if you want. Anonymous, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, my brother. Is there any Hajj seminars you will be running? No, I will not be running any Hajj seminars. I did one last year, but I don't think I'll be doing one this year, unless something pops up and maybe I'll. TC, wa alaikum assalam. I hope you're well. I am on final stages for a role in international construction machinery producer. It sells bulldozers to Israel, which I found out yesterday. Shall I leave? So what else does the company sell? Is that the only thing that they sell? Zaytoon, alaikum assalam. I need you WhatsApp number. Inshallah, you don't need my WhatsApp number. Inshallah, you need the help of Allah, Zaytoon. You can email me, inshallah. My email is at the bottom. You can see my email right there. Learningdeen with 2 3s at gmail.com, inshallah. I don't know why people straight away they want more people's WhatsApp numbers. I think in the West, people who live in the West, they don't directly ask people for their phone numbers, like unless they know them. And people in the East, Indian subcontinent, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, they seem to want the WhatsApp number straight away. I think over there it's a norm for people to give out their WhatsApp numbers, but not in our urf. Do we believe the prophets are alive in their grave? Yes. Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah believes that. I'm not sure if it's UK branch produces and sells to them directly, which I hope to clarify. Yes, inshallah. So find out, inshallah. As long as the majority of what they do is not that, then it should be okay. I just took my shahada today. Any advice for beginners? What I would say, TR, do not rush in trying to learn everything about Islam. Take it piece by piece. What I would suggest is try to contact IERA. IERA. Type that in, IERA. Google it. And they're an organization that can send you a pack, and honestly, they will help you step by step. The main thing about converts to Islam that I've seen is they don't have that social network system that Muslims who are born into Islam have. So we need to help our brothers and sisters who are converts to help them be able to practice their Islam and to have like some sort of a system. So IERA provide that, inshallah. Okay. What should you say to people when they say you have a haram haircut? Say these 3 things. Jazakallah, mashallah, make dua for me. Jazakallah khair, mashallah, make dua for me. That's it. No point arguing. No point arguing with people. Are you Muslimic? Do you mean, are you a Muslim? Are you Islamic? Alaikum assalam, khatak zada, salamuna, sangahe, khair, or shaye. A hadith in Sahih Bukhari says the Prophet ﷺ used to sell the dates of the garden of Bani Nadir and store for his family so much food as would cover their needs for a whole year. Does this mean that it is permissible to stockpile food for essentials such as tissues? So what's the exact? Do you have the Arabic wording of the hadith? What makes the Hanafi madhab distinct from other madhabs in your opinion? It's finding the rationale behind every masala. What is the rationale behind every masala? Yeah, so what is the rationale? So the rationale, like everything that Allah has legislated, there has to be, Hanafis believe, there has to be some rational reason behind it. The Hanafis look for that. I learned Arabic from your YouTube videos. Jazakallah khair, bint Nas. May Allah bless you. You seem to know, alhamdulillah. The Breto Nadir. Breto na khodir khista sizdi. Bret in our language, Pashto, means mustache. If one living in a country where the masses believe that medical costs are high, would it be permissible? Possibly. It might be possible to take medical insurance, yes. I would say speak to a scholar about the person's situation. I'd really recommend you read Sheikh Taqiyuddin Nabhani. Inshallah, brother Daniel, inshallah. I will have a check, inshallah. You mentioned that it is mustahab to recite ta'awuz and tasmiyah before beginning the recitation of Quran outside of salah, as it is mustahab. Does it carry reward too? Yes. Anything that is generally considered to be mustahab is something which is rewarding. Generally. About the position of those who took shaving, does it mean keeping it shaved, or can one also leave it till it grows a bit and then shave it? Yeah, so just regularly shave. I mean, we don't need to be too nitty-gritty hair splitting in these kind of masail. So as long as a person just regularly keeps it short, that's the main thing. The ikhtilaf comes is because of wording of hadith, where the Prophet ﷺ said, lengthen the beards and either trim the mustache or cut the mustache very low, in different wordings. That's the whole. So the gist of it, according to the Hanafi position, it would just be you just maintain your mustache. Make sure the mustache does not go too big over your lip. Which Teddy, wa alaikum assalam, Mufti, where can I learn to pray properly with wudu, etc.? Either you can learn online, inshallah, or if you contact local masjid, maybe imam can show you, inshallah, of how to learn how to do wudu. There are some classes like you might find in some places, some classes for converts to Islam, where maybe someone who is not familiar with the teachings of Islam can join, even if you're not a convert. They'll probably give you permission. So are you Muslim? I don't understand what Muslimic means, my brother. Or you just teach? I teach. Lara Zwani Lara. Oof. Inshallah, it's okay to have hood up on the jalaba inside the masjid. No problem. So if you have like one of those long thobe, Moroccan thobes, and you have your hood on, there should be no problem with that, inshallah. They sell variety machinery for mining, construction, quarry. Yes, then they should be fine, inshallah. Are Hanafis allowed to pray behind others that are not Hanafi? Yes. Student. حدثني محمد هل سمعت في الرجل يجمع لأهله قوت سنتهم أو بعض السنة؟ قال معمر فلم يحضرني. ثم ذكرت حديثا حدثنا شيء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يبيع نخل بني نضير. Yeah, so this basically means, so if, for example, like in them days, the normal food that they would eat would be dates. So having the food for a year would mean, because the harvest only comes once a year, So whatever you take, you store it for that 1 year. That's what it would be. And how much would they? So they wouldn't hoard, as in they wouldn't take everyone's food. So what you're saying about tissue is that people take all the tissues and forget everyone else, discard everyone else. No, that's wrong, guys. That type of hoarding is not permissible in Islam. In Islam, you are not allowed to take all the food supply in the shops for yourself and let other people suffer. You can't do that. That was prohibited. What would you say, which are the top 3 hadith everyone should know and live by? I wouldn't say top 3 hadith. I'll say the Quran. Every Muslim should read the entire Quran, the meaning of the Quran. You have no excuse today. I, would be very, very, surprised if a Muslim said to me, I don't know how to read the meaning of the Quran. Unless they are illiterate and they have no education. You can listen to it as well. You can go on YouTube, you have translations of the Quran. So, but the 3 hadith, I don't know, I haven't really thought about this. Some of the scholars say, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ الْحَلَالُ بَيِّنُ الْحَرَامُ بَيِّنُ بينهما أمور متشابهة. And number 3 is maybe al-Muslim man salim al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadihi. Maybe that one. Yeah. It's difficult to say which hadith would be the hadith that you live your life by, because obviously there's lots of aspects of Islam that one hadith doesn't really encompass. Does this mean that it's permissible? No. About the small group of Hanafis who said any salah before Dhuhr fard or example would suffice for the sunnah even without intending it. Would praying qada during the time fulfill the duty for both qada? No. Qada, because qada is a fard, and sunnah is a sunnah, so you can't do combination of a fard and a sunnah together. Who is Al-Thani? Is he a Mujaddid? Oh, Mujaddid Al-Thani. Yeah, Mujaddid Al-Thani, he was a scholar in India. He wasn't really famous for his fiqh per se. So he's got Maktubat, Mujaddid Al-Thani. He's got these writings that he wrote in Persian. I haven't read them. My teacher mentioned them now and again. Mujaddid Al-Thani. So he was a couple of 100 years ago in India, and he was a very sort of like ascetic individual, very wise scholar. But we don't really have any of his works that are widely available in Arabic language. Would one have to decide themselves what is hoarding? So hoarding, it's logical, isn't it? Well, you know what hoarding is. You just go to the shop, you buy all the milk so no one can have milk. That would be hoarding. Yeah. Views on reform winning UK, I have no idea. But the only thing I will say is this: look, there is a trend now where overall the media is going towards a right wing, right? And this naturally is going to happen the way that the media portrays foreigners. So whichever country is going to focus their agenda and focus their media on trying to kick foreigners out and xenophobia and all of these things, you are going to get groups like this, reform groups, like extreme right-wing groups. You are going to get them. That's just a natural way of how things happen. So it slowly looks as though this is what's going to happen. They're going to learn the hard way. Reforms might even come into power, and a lot of minorities will suffer, and then it will flip again, and then people will vote for other parties. The biggest problem that we have at the moment is obviously the media's disproportionate representing disproportionately the wrongs of the minorities. Like, for example, the gang issues, the grooming gangs. When we know there's data shown that there's more of the indigenous UK people, English people, that are actually prosecuted for grooming gangs than Asians, or specifically Pakistanis. The data, but because that narrative now is out there, that's it. And they're gonna use that to their own advantage. And other things like areas being dirty, and they show in the pictures, they always show like a Muslim woman in hijab in poverty-stricken areas. These are things that we have to try and work towards to change, bring a positive. And it doesn't help living in areas where the young lads sell drugs Muslim lads sell drugs and they drive fast cars up and down the road, and that doesn't really help the situation. Have you considered opening your own institute? I don't even want to think about that. It's a big headache because anyone who opens an institute will be too busy in running the ins and outs of the institute rather than teaching. I prefer teaching. Sheikh, ahlan wa sahlan, masa on the boots and shoes as feet not exposed. Yes, as long as the shoes go up to your ankles, you can do masa on them, inshallah. As a revert, how do I gain confidence to wear my jilbab in public when I'm... Do not worry about wearing it at the moment. It's not necessary to wear that, inshallah. At the moment, just try to practice your Islam slowly as you gain confidence. Usually what you wear is usually based upon if the society accepts it or not. That's the thing. So if you're living in a predominantly non-Muslim community, these kind of things are going to seem strange. Don't worry about it. Wear the clothes you're comfortable with, inshallah. And then maybe on Eids, you might want to wear it, or on Jummahs, you might want to wear it, inshallah. But what I would say is do not try to enforce these kind of things on yourself. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to find it very uncomfortable trying to show that you're Muslim. People want to see the character of Islam inside of you more than anything else. View and reforms being very worrying for Muslims. Yes, I answered that one. Do you support everything the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did? Of course. Everything that he did, alhamdulillah, we are proud to follow. The misunderstandings that non-Muslims have about the Prophet ﷺ, we don't have time to justify the things that you don't understand. No offense to you guys here, but it's our religion. I think we understand our religion better than anyone else. Right? So it's like if we were to criticize non-Muslims for things that they do, they don't have to justify what they do. Yeah, I lost your phone number. No problem, my brother. You don't need my phone number, inshallah. According to Hanafi madhab, is it permissible for the mahar to be given any time before the khutbah of the nikah, or must it only be given after of the nikah has been completed? The mahar is usually given at the time of the nikah, as long as agreement has been made. So this is the money that's been given before, possibly can be something that's in advance, possibly. I mean, I haven't really kind of looked into this masla, but I'm thinking at the top of my head. But generally it's given at the time of the contract or it's given after. Why is Tahiyyat al-Masjid, which is Sunnah Mu'akkada? So we don't consider it Sunnah Mu'akkada. We consider it to be Mustahab. And would it be valid with doing Qada? No, so we don't consider it to be Sunnah Mu'akkada. We consider it to be Mustahab. I mean, when I say we, Hanafis consider it to be Mustahab. Ya Allah. Yeah, so that's that really. I mean, this is... So the thing, when you're learning about Islam, the thing you have to remember is everyone learns Islam through all the baggage that they have from when they were brought up. And that happens with everything. If a non-Muslim is learning about Islam, they're always going to learn about Islam, first of all, through all the negative things. Because the negative is what is normally portrayed. What you can do is, obviously, if you look in non-Muslims that live in Muslim predominant countries, the way that they see Islam is different from the way that a non-Muslim in the West will see Islam. Simply because it's where the media portray. That's all it is. And this is why we have to try and show Islam, represent Islam in our character, in the good deeds that we do, in the actions that we do, if we're living in the West. Obviously in the East as well, this should be done. But it's just, there needs to be more of that effort. People need to understand. And I would definitely say, if a non-Muslim, you're living near a non-Muslim, you need to generally speak to them about Islam if they are interested about it. And you tell them about the correct understanding of Islam. What do we understand? I remember once I explained to a non-Muslim about what we believe. And I said, look, we believe in Allah, God. There's a creator out there, created everything. And this creator, he sends communication with certain human beings on earth to worship him only, the creator, and not to worship anyone else, and not to cause any harm on earth without any just reason, and to eat from that which is healthy for your body, that's conducive for your body, not to gamble, and not to, do usury, and not to be greedy, and not to run after the dunya, compromising the religious values. This is basically how we explain it. And when I explained it, they were like, "Wow, is that it?" We had this misunderstanding that Islam is just this violent religion, because that's what you see nowadays. Most of non-Muslims, what they'll see, 9/11, they think, "Oh, Muslims are behind that," and then they see whatever else, October 7th now, oh, Muslims were behind that. And so what happens is anything good the Muslims do is washed away because the media keeps pumping it. Because the media is basically a big marketing enterprise. That's all it is. Massive marketing enterprise. If we had control of the media and we could show the true reality of the media, of what's happening around the world, people's perceptions of life would be very, very different. That's the reality of it. And that's why we need to create an alternative to all of these things. So it's a bit unfortunate at the moment, but we need to push our new generations into these things. I think we need to push them into politics. We need to push them into working in trying to help the future generations in all these areas. Hundaisa, alaikum assalam. Thank you so much for your Quran reading teachings. The episodes really help. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you. May Allah put barakah in your recitation of the Quran. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Make special dua, guys, for Hundaisa, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows them to learn the Quran fully. What are your views on Sheikh Ahmed Dabba? I don't know who he is. I have no idea who he is. I've seen some pictures of him or some videos. What are your views? You guys love views, don't you? What are your views? Maulana Abdul Rahim, mashallah, I've met him. He's a very nice guy, very, very active, giving talks around the country and even around the world as well, in different places. From what I've heard, he's a very pious person as well in the way that he practices Islam. Always trying to pray salat, read Quran, do dhikr, talk about khair, staying away from things that are wrong. I haven't seen anything bad from him. That's the thing. Alhamdulillah. Getting fillers to correct a defect on nose is allowed, possibly. Possibly, yeah. So the thing is, look, what I would say about any sort of medical procedure that you want to do for correcting the aesthetics is speak to a scholar about it. So if you're male, speak to a male scholar. If you're female and you want to speak to a female scholar, the reason is because then you can show her, what you want to change or what you want to correct. And that way, you're not just simply having, a sort of like what do you call it? Like an OCD, a bout of OCD where you think, I don't look good, my nose doesn't look good, my cheeks don't look good, because then that can play on a person's mind all the time. They can be perpetually in this mindset that they think that there's something wrong with them, and they're always trying to correct something, and this can, I think there's a term for it people have. Ya Allah, hasbunallah, ni'mal wakeel. Yeah, guys. So make dua, guys. I've been doing a lot of reading on the history of Islam and for the course, Rise and the Fall of the Muslims. And inshallah, the course is going to be a good course, inshallah. As you guys know, my courses are always good courses, inshallah. But the thing about this is because I really am passionate about getting people to understand what Islam is really about, what Islam can do for the world. And I think a lot of Muslims don't know what Islam can do. They just see Islam as being, not even a way of life. They just consider it to be life. You live your life and then you add these little things in your life, and that's Islam. Yeah, you add your 5 salats and you add your annual zakat, and you add your fasting in the month of Ramadan every year. And they assume that to be Islam, that's it. So they can't see beyond that. They can't see what Islam can actually do. Like, why is Islam more superior to the capitalist system? Why is Islam more superior to the communist system? Why is it more superior to the liberal system of the world that we have today, and all these different isms? Why does Islam provide something much more holistic? What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree on that? Is that something that you guys would say yeah? And I think that is something which, well, I remember when I was studying, I think that was the thing that really hit me when I realized how much the scholars have actually written about different areas of Islam. Because when you study something like fiqh, you begin to appreciate things like, wow, I didn't know there's rules of marriage in Islam. There's rules for marriage. There's rules for divorce in Islam as well. There's rules for um, there's rules for foreign policy as well. Yeah, so foreign policy, living in different countries. How should a Muslim country, the leading of Muslim, how did the Imam of the Muslim country, the governance of the Muslim country, how is that supposed to be done? How inheritance is supposed to be divided? All of these things, there's like rulings that we have for these. So I think this is something that we should always try to think about. Just keep in your mind and always try to think about how can we see how Islam is contributing to the world. Do you have to pray Isha in congregation? You should try your best. You should always try your best to pray your Isha in congregation, inshallah. Can you use Chelsea leather boots as khuffain? I don't know what Chelsea leather boots are. What are Chelsea leather boots? Wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Nadine. Is it sinful not to pray Isha in congregation? Not necessarily. Not according to many of the scholars. It won't be considered to be sinful. And if you have an excuse, it's definitely not sinful. But if you do it perpetually, always, then there may be a sin attached to it. Ya Allah, hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Yeah, so the history book I was telling you guys about, remember, the one that I'm reading at the moment, is called The History of Islam by Akbar Shah Najib Abadi. Akbar Shah Najib Abadi. So Akbar Shah Najib Abadi, he died about 100 years ago. And he was a Muslim. This was the time where Mirza Ghulam Qadiani came on the scene. So he was under the influence of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. So remember, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is the false prophet that came, the guy that claimed that he was a prophet, and he started his own religion. So he actually followed him. And then after he died, I think he had some falling out with some of the people. So he joined another splinter group of the Qadianis known as the Lahori Qadianis. And then eventually he left that and he became Muslim again. And that's where, mashallah, he's written a lot of works. So I just recently found out about him. So this history book, I think it's got some things that I personally, like some of the reports in there, I have to go and search them. I don't have time to go and search the authenticity of these reports. But the way it's written, it gives you a nice, it's almost written like a story, like a novel. It's a bit like Martin Ling's Muhammad, the book Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So if anyone is definitely interested in history, I would definitely recommend. The first section of it is very good. He talks about the concept of history. The whole concept of history, he talks about that in the beginning introduction. And then he starts off with Jahiliyyah, pre-Islamic era. Then he talks about the time of the Seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, then the four Khulafa. So I'm just coming to the end of the time of Ali radiallahu anhu. Yeah, so where there's all these kind of factions, the first groups that are coming about trying to rebel against the government. Is too much religion no good? Like, what do you mean by too much religion? That's the thing, isn't it? So if you see religion as being these strange things, practices that you do, right, then maybe. But if you see religion as being a lifestyle itself, that's a lifestyle. Just like a person has a lifestyle living in the West, for example, that's a lifestyle. Islam provides a whole holistic lifestyle. Then there is no such thing as too much religion because it's your lifestyle. Leather boots that you wear outside, they stand on their own. Yes, then you can wipe over them, inshallah. Okay, Birmingham Airport is 20 miles. I'm going to miss my namaz. Can I be musafir and pray Zuhr and Asr? Maybe, possibly. So Birmingham is 20 miles, yeah. So and you're traveling abroad. So as soon as you leave your area, you're treated as a musafir, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam, my brother Muhammad. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, mashallah. Long time, bro. Did the Salaf early Muslims believe that the Prophet's parents are not necessarily saved? There was a difference of opinion amongst some because of some wording of some hadith. Some hadith, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, he said, they are in the fire. And in some of the other hadith, he said something else. So they're trying to understand what was the context of his statements. So Imam Suyuti has actually written 2 or 3 books on this topic. And the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah overall general position is that they are saved. Mirza was a druggie, I've heard. He used to take opium. Probably, and he did some naughty things as well. Yeah, I heard he's done some very naughty things. Allah give him what he deserves in the akhirah. Did Imam Nawawi also hold the opinion regarding the Prophet's parents? I don't know. Wallahu alam. What does your area mean as in Musafir, your city, the place that you're from? So if you're saying 20 miles away, I assume you're leaving your city, are you? Is nodding constantly during Salah classed as Amal Kathir? It depends how you nod. I mean, you shouldn't be nodding in Salat. Your Salat, you should be still in your Salat. You should be qaniteen, still in your Salat. So if you have this habit of rocking in Salat, this is also something the Jews do. So we should not imitate the Jews in how they do the acts of worship. So we should stay calm. Yeah, stand as triangle stand. But if you did do that, it won't affect. Are you Maturidi or Ash'ari? What do I look like, bro? What do you think I look like? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. You, Mr. User 942. What is the Guaning these days, Sheikh Mufti Hazrat? Guys, I'm going to be coming to Leicester tomorrow, inshallah. So I've got a talk in Leicester tomorrow, inshallah, at Irshad Institute. Inshallah, I'm going to be giving a talk, and then I'm going to be meeting up some of the Leicester boys, inshallah. So if you guys want to meet up, inshallah, let's meet up, inshallah. It'll be good to catch up. Inshallah. Yeah, hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Yeah, brother Muhammad, mashallah, these days been good. These days been chilling. Today I did cycling. You know what? I actually think I got sunburn on my arms. Yeah, so you can't really see it from there, but the skin is a bit stingy. Yeah, when I get sunburn, my skin starts to go red and it itches. So I've been in the sun quite a bit, as you can see, and taking all the vitamin D that the Asians need. So I've taken all of the Asians' vitamin D. All the Asians for the UK, I've taken all your vitamin D, okay? Maturidi, I follow the Maturidi. Ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah. There's nothing wrong with Maturidi. There's nothing wrong with Ash'ari. There's nothing wrong with Athari at all. Right? There's nothing wrong with these. These 3 are totally fine. It's just approaches that you take. And generally when people kind of try to pigeonhole themselves into a particular, I don't like that kind of idea. First of all, sometimes this term comes out a bit boastful. So sometimes, I'm not saying you're using it that way, but I know some people who, when they try to name themselves as Hanafi or Deobandi or Brelvi or Ashari or this or that, it's like they're trying to put a badge on themselves. And people never used to do that in the past. You never used to find that people putting badge on themselves to identify themselves in that way. So I think sometimes it comes across a bit arrogant. Yeah, Allah save us from that. Because remember, arrogance can come in all forms of things. It can even come in people showing off in their salat and showing off, I'm a salati. I'm a salat. Like once this guy, he said, I'm a haji. He called himself something haji so and so. The guy goes, well, if you're a Haji, I'm a Namazi. He goes, what are you saying that for? He goes, why do you have to tell people you're a Haji? Why do you have to go around telling people you're doing Hajj? So in the past, because Hajj was like such a difficult thing, when someone had done a Hajj, it was like, wow, this guy's a Haji, and people used to call him that. But then he started calling himself, thinking, wait a minute, I must be a Haji, must be someone special. And the other guy goes, well, I pray namaz, salat 5 times a day. I must be a Namazi. I'm Namazi Khalid, Namazi Abdullah. I'm a Ramzani. So I think sometimes what happens is people fall into these traps. Shaitan's traps, these are. Just like Shaitan has traps for people committing sins, Shaitan has traps of embellishing for people titles as well. Salam, can tell brother 3 talaq in one setting talaq? Yes, but it is sinful to do so. It is sinful to give 3 talaqs all in one go. Brother Sahab, use aqueous cream on the arm. Aqueous, yes. Okay, inshallah, we'll try to look for that cream tomorrow, inshallah. Jazakallah, thank you very much. So as you can see, I mean, you can't see through the camera, but it is a bit stingy. Walaikum salam. I heard there are hadith saying you shouldn't go for position of power. Yes. The Prophet says in a hadith that man talab al-imarata wukkila ilayhi. Whoever seeks leadership roles, it will be left to them. Allah won't help them. Now, this does not mean that in all situations you should never try to take leadership roles. No, it's talking about roles where you know there's someone else that's more qualified. If you know that you are more qualified and you are the best person for the job, then by all means go forward. Like Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam, he told the king, put me forward as the head of treasury. Saladi and chicken masala. Does that mean we can't apply? No, promotions are fine. So if you want to develop your career, that's totally fine. We're talking about leadership roles in the sense that you're leading the public affairs. You're leading public affairs. So if you're leading public affairs, it's fine. If you want to develop yourself, you want to strengthen yourself in your particular job, you want to learn more, you want to, there shouldn't be no problem with that at all. Especially if you believe that you are the best person for the job. I mean, see the career, what's the word? Career searches, talibul career, yeah, career searches. So people who are after career, some of them do it because they are very materialistic. They're very sort of, life revolves around dunya, it revolves around status, it revolves around name, it revolves around, that's it. There's other people who know their career, they want to develop themselves, they want to become better people in the area, and that's good. The second type is fine, no problem. Inshallah, Allah gives you ameen, ameen, jazakallah khair. What do you think of Sheikh Rabi? I don't really know the brother. I've heard about him, but I don't really know. So I wouldn't be able to comment. You look Ash'ari with all those bal, Allah, mashallah. No man, this is Ash'ar, Sha'r, Abiyad. Washta'ala al-ra'su shayba, all those white hairs. Are Imams underpaid? I mean, I don't know at the moment, but I think they are. I mean, from what I heard about Imams, I have never been an Imam. But what I've heard from Imams is a lot of them are underpaid. And it's a very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate situation. Is it peach tea you're drinking? No, this is actually a boy from Uzbekistan. I don't know what it is, They say that, I think it's, they were saying to me that it's some sort of like a saffron leaf. Not the strands, saffron strands, but the leaf. I'm thinking of going gym, but I saw your stream, so here I am. Do dua for us. Subhanallah. You chose deen over dunya, my brother. My brother, inshallah, you will see the benefits of this. Inshallah. But after this, go to the gym. Salaamu alaikum assalam, my brother. Ahlan wa sahlan. How was the dars? Unfortunately, I couldn't go to Sheikh Sayyid Kamali's dars. Something came up. I really was gutted. I really wanted to go. And tomorrow, unfortunately, can't go because he's got part 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow, I've got a talk in Leicester, so I won't be able to go. But Maybe next time, inshallah. Sometimes Qadr Allah happens. But I heard it was very good. Very good. He did an introduction to the Muwatta of Imam Malik. Anything interesting you've come across lately? Loads of interesting things, my brother. Loads of interesting things. Because I'm reading a lot about history. And so they say that in the Ottomans, so one of the Ottoman Khalifas, he built this cannon, right? Because obviously a country that does not have the military expertise and the military resources will never be able to compete with other countries. So he built this massive cannon. He got it built, and it was so big, 700 men had to move it from one place to another. And the cannonball they used to use weighed 300 kilos, and it could shoot. I mean, in them days it was a big thing. It could shoot a cannonball 1 mile distance. And today that's nothing really, with what modern warfare technology can do. But this was an important thing because in the past, the leaders understood in order for you to stay relevant in society, you had to be advanced. And I think today, mashallah, those countries who are military advanced, those are the ones who are literally putting fear into some countries' hearts, which we can't say otherwise when we call it anti-Semitic. And it's very eye-opening. We don't realize. I think sometimes what happens is because we are so small in the big picture, so that in the whole world we consider ourselves small, and so we can't see the big things that happen. We can't see the importance of having strong governance. We can't see the importance of having unity. Unity is so important. Salahuddin Ayyubi spent more time unifying the Muslims than he did freeing Palestine. It's like, wow. So freeing Palestine was like the cherry on the top of the cake. That's what it was. So he spent years just unifying all the factions of the Muslims fighting each other, and then he went and freed Palestine. So I think this is something which is very important for us to understand. And sometimes we get caught up in so much polemics. Oh, this guy's a this, and this guy's a Barelvi, and this guy's a Deobandi, and this guy's Ash'ari, and this guy's this, and we just like we get happy when something bad happens to them, say it's not one of us. But that's the whole idea of divide and conquer, isn't it? You divide their minds, and then you conquer them. Where the tea from, please? Uzbekistan. The tea is from Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan. The land of Imam Bukhari. Anything? Okay. Who is Ibn Hajj? Ibn Hajj, are you talking about Ibn Hajj the Maliki? He has a book called Al-Madkhal. Madkhal Ibn Hajj. Yeah, it's like a tasawwuf kind of book. Zakaria. Wa alaikum assalam, akhi, brother. Arnaout, mashallah, long time, my brother, long time. Are you coming to visit Istanbul anytime soon? Not at the moment. Not at the. I actually, my aeroplane did stop there this year, but I didn't have enough time to visit Istanbul. Majid, wa alaikum assalam. Mufti Sahab, are you able to inform me of what books are covered in the part-time Alimiya? As so far, I have found the syllabus for the first 4 years only. From the top of my head, I can't tell you all the books. There's so many. What exactly year do you want? You tell me the year. If you tell me the year, then I can tell you. So you found the first 4 years part-time, yeah? So year 5, they have Quran, they have Quduri, they have Hidayah, they have Adab al-Arabi, yeah. And what else? They have Mishkat. Yeah, so Quran, Quduri, Hidayah, Adab al-Arabi, Mishkat. Did I miss something out? Yeah, that's 5, isn't it? Assalamu alaikum AC, ahla wa sahlan. Is Sheikh Saeed Al-Kamari in the UK? Yes, he's in the UK in Birmingham Sharif. Have you read Lost Islamic History? No, but I want to read that. That's probably one of the books I'm going to read, inshallah, for the course. It was one of the reasons that the Ottomans fell is due to falling behind militarily. He mentions the canon was exclusive to them initially. Yeah, because the word canon, qanoon, maybe. I haven't read into that, but inshallah I'm going to try to read that. Jazakallah khair. That's why Baghdad fell. And honestly, the falling of Baghdad was very, very saddening. If you look at the falling of every Muslim civilization, society, you'll see at the core of it was they didn't understand the implementation of Islam in its holistic way. They left it. They left the implementation of Islam. And sadly, it just ended up in disunity, love of the dunya, chasing after the dunya. So I'm trying to, at the moment, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to collect what are the things that will bring victory? What are the ingredients of victory? Try to collect those from these different incidents. So I've gone through Ibn Khaldun. I'm gonna go through a certain chapters again through that. So I've gone through the entire Ibn Khaldun Muqaddimah. That's got some good sections near the end. He's got some very good, really good insights. He comes up with these new ways that you look at things. And I think a lot of people after him copied him in that. And he's also got a lot of these documents that leaders wrote to other individuals, giving advice and problems that society had. Memorizing Quran before understanding deeply versus memorizing one line at a time with a deep understanding if you had to choose. Memorizing Quran before deeply understanding versus memorizing one line at a time. I don't know, I mean, that's a tough one. I haven't memorized the whole Quran, so I wouldn't be able to be the best judge of that. But I would probably say the second. Yeah, I'll probably say the second. Because it becomes more emotional, then the Quran becomes connected to your heart from day one. Whereas you gain a connection with the Quran. Memorization, it gives you this superficial understanding of the words. It's only when you ponder over the words that your heart gets attached to Allah. That's just my view. Could you explain Surah 9? Yes, on my YouTube channel, I've explained Surah 9, the whole Surah 9. It's about a 1 hour video. You can check that out, inshallah. Surah 9, check it out. Shaykh Mufti, what could be the criteria for Alimiya course for males? What could be? The criteria: learn Arabic, solid Arabic you have to study, grammar, sarf, Arabic adab, balagha. Learn fiqh gradually, beginners, medium, advanced, and Quran, 10 chapters at a time, 10 juz at a time. Yeah, Aqidah and Hadith. Ya Allah. What's your opinion on Sheikh Saeed al-Kamali? I think he's a phenomenal scholar. I haven't heard or seen anything bad from him. What's the ruling of cutting hair baby girls after a few months? Permissible? I think of hifz, but then think line by line may be better remembering. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Sheikh, can we get non-baligh kids' daughters accessories from others other than gold and silver? Yes, inshallah. Why not? Did Ibn Hajj, the Maliki one, write a lot regarding bid'ah? I heard this somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't know. The Malikis in Spain were not too fond of Imam Ghazali. And the strange thing was Ibn Hajj al-Maliki, his book, Al-Madkhal, is almost like a copy of Ihya Ulumuddin. Have you read the books of the Bangladeshi Muhaddith Mufti? Yes, Mufti Abdul Malik. MashaAllah, very good. Very good. Oh, Abdul Malik, very good, MashaAllah. He is a phenomenal scholar. Definitely would encourage anyone who wants to go into the science of Usul Hadith, Rijal, to study under Mufti Abdul Malik, or even try to read his books. The first book I've read of his was Madkhal. He has a Madkhal as well. A brother from the masjid brought me teas from Uzbekistan. Are they nice? You like them? Yes, bro. The ayah on Surah Ahzab. Ayah on Surah Ahzab. We lost so much books in the falling of Baghdad. Yeah, sad. There was just so much. When we went to Uzbekistan, there was like so much science that was written on. Fortunately, a lot of that was destroyed. Really enjoy your talks and advice. Jazakallah khair. Nadine, Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair. Khatak. Best authentic seerah book, akhi. I would say the best authentic seerah is the Quran. You're saying how? Quran not seerah book. It is. I've done a whole course on the seerah from the Quran. So those of you guys who don't know, I did a whole 5-hour course on the seerah from the Quran. Very, very good. That's the most authentic you can get. Then after that, the books of hadith. Then after that, maybe something like Zad al-Ma'ad, Ibn Qayyim. It's very good. Can you explain your Arabic program, the structure of the classes? I don't have an Arabic program, brother. I don't have an Arabic program. The Muslims fell as they forgot their portion of the dunya. Would you agree? The Quran says, yeah, 100. And not just that. I think that's like an overall, of course, they've forgotten Allah, isn't it? When you forget Allah, you forget yourself, you forget everything around you. So they lost taqwa. So you can summarize everything in like a one-liner. But I would say it's multifaceted. The issue is, it usually starts at the top. The governance gets corrupted. And from day one, there's always been anti-Islamic sentiments. Anti-Islamic sentiments have always played a vital part, a key part in dismantling Islam or causing disunity. Colonialism and communism, these were like very, very bad. They literally just uprooted Islam from wherever they went. Is Salah behind valid? Of course. The ayah in Surah Ahzab, وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ, is that a command for all the women, for the wives of the Prophet ﷺ? Yeah. And even here, the question will arise that there's still interpretation here, because the wives of the Prophet ﷺ would still go for Hajj after the time of the Prophet ﷺ passed away. They would still go for Hajj. They would still leave their house. It's only like, leaving the house for a valid reason. So it was for them. Bihul Muqaddimah is an amazing work, just the title of the book and how many volumes. So no, the rest of the volume is the history book. There's one volume is the Muqaddimah, and the rest is just the history, 7, 8 volumes, the history book. It goes through history. I haven't gone through that. I'm not going to go through that. It's too long. Do you answer questions on TikTok DM? If I get time. Allah reward you, give you long life. Allah give you pious wives. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. What's Kanzul Daqaiq for? Kanzul Daqaiq is a fiqh book. It's like a summarization of Hidayah. It's like a summarization of the book of Hidayah. So generally, it's a book that is taught after you study Quduri. Are you aware of this new cult, Abdullah Hashim? Is it those beanie hats guys? They look so funny. See, this is the thing. This is something I want to do a course on. I want to do a course on. Okay, I'm gonna have to go anyway. We've got some guests coming. But the thing is subhanallah. 1 second. The subhanallah, the strange thing is, look, anyone can, in today's times with social media, can invent their own version of Islam. You can literally start. I can give you like a 10-step guide of how to start your own. Like how to start your own YouTube channel, how to make your first 6-figure salary. I can tell you exactly what steps to take of how to start your own cult. And this is how crazy it is that these people are, feeding off the vulnerability and the naivety of the lay people. And it's just amazing. It looks staged to me. It looks a bit like, ISIS kind of people behind paying him, and he's got everything there, and he knows exactly what to say. The camera's in the right place, and He's got all that gear that makes him look mysterious. You know, all this. Why do you have to try to look mysterious for? Why do you have to have a uniform for? Big long coat and everyone has to. Well, what's all this about? You have to invent your own. So all of this to me is staged. We'll find out. The rule usually is give it 5-6 years, and we'll find out the reality of it. Yeah, if he's Imam Mahdi, as he says, he needs to obviously show the Imam Mahdiyat. You can't just wear a beanie hat and don't know, he might have like earphones in his ears, people telling him things. Hope to see you riding the surrounding area, Alam Rock. No, my brother, that's called Shahadat. I'll go over there, I'll end up dead. If you could have tea with any scholar from the 20th century, who would you pick? I would pick Sheikh Zahid al-Kawthari. Probably Zahid al-Kawthari. Mabs wa alaykum assalam. MashaAllah, Mahboob, ahlan wa sahlan. Please do the course. It's Hollywood. Who is this? I am a graduate of Islamic sciences. 9 years I have studied Islamic sciences. I've studied fiqh, Quran, hadith. I think I have to keep putting this up so people know. Yeah, that's basically who I am. So I'm going to have to go, unfortunately. I have guests coming, inshallah. Okay, so Alaikum salam, bridge to eternity, Allah wa sahlan. Is Mufti Taqi translation? You keep asking about Mufti Taqi translation, bro. Just read it yourself, you'll find out. Read it yourself, yes. Is fiqh sunnah okay to study and use in everyday life? I would disagree. Yeah, I would say study from a person, not from a book. Abu Bakr Tartushi was one of the teacher of Qadi Abu Bakr and didn't like Imam Ghazali. Then Qadi Abu Bakr went to Ghazali and brought him to Andalus. Yeah. He said, when I came upon him, it was as if the sun rose and eclipsed the stars or something like that. SubhanAllah. The teas are amazing. I've never tasted one like, yeah, it's very potent teas. If we study your videos, can we pretend we're your student? You can be my student any day, Salah. Who do you prefer, Mufti Taqi or Abdul Halim? In different things, both of them are nice. I think Abdul Halim's English is much better. Shazab Khan wa alaikum assalam. Is Iqtisad fil I'tiqad a good book? Yes, good book to read. When communists came to Sham, I heard the Sheikh Adil Kallas and Bhuti who were at the forefront, they became refutation machines. SubhanAllah. I mean, it's very important for scholars to be aware of the potential harms of these ideas that creep into Muslim communities. With the Muqaddimah, I studied it in college. It was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, some of it is just like it was a bit just long, and I didn't really wasn't interested in it. But there were certain sections I liked a lot. What made you want to become an alim? I wanted to understand Islam for myself. I didn't want to have to go to a scholar and always ask him. What social sciences should alims aim to specialize in, help UK Muslims? I mean, generally, things like, it can be anything really. I mean, at the moment, I think scholars in the UK need to study language communication, first of all. You need to know the target language. English language needs to be very good. Besides that, I think maybe understanding about medicine. There should be like a short course, introduction to medicine, introduction to sociology, to even psychology as well, and philosophy. I think these ones are the sciences that are very, very important. Do you have any favorite muhaddith or faqih? All of them, bro. Any advice for this week? My advice for this week is make sure you come to my course. Make sure you come online to my course next Saturday, inshallah. The power of dua, inshallah. Power of dua. It's going to be online. I'll put it on my Telegram. What guests come at this time? The special guests that have a place in my heart. Tell us a story that taught you something. A story that taught me. Okay, a story that taught me something is that I don't know. I'm gonna have to go because my guests are literally on their way. All right, guys, take care, everybody, and remember, especially though I make dua my course goes well next week, and Allah bless all of you guys. Take care, inshallah. I'm looking for English Fathul Bari. I don't know if there is one. I wouldn't trust it. If anyone's written one, I wouldn't trust if it's been written.